Welcome to this explainer. Okay, if you've ever found yourself totally lost trying to figure out the algorithm, trust me, you are not alone. Today, we're unpacking a highly structured framework so you can diagnose your channel's performance step by step. Let's just dive right in and see what the data is actually trying to tell us. First up, we've got to acknowledge a really painful but completely relatable reality. You know the drill. You spend literal days researching a topic, meticulously editing the footage, tweaking a thumbnail until it's perfect. You finally hit publish, sit back, hit refresh about 50 times, and you see a grand total of 5 views, maybe 10. 20 if you're having a really good day. It's so frustrating you search for your own title and you can't even find it.
And that right there, that leads to this immediate sinking panic. You start thinking, is my channel completely dead? Is the platform actively hiding my stuff? Am I shadow banned? Okay, before you go down that rabbit hole, let's stop right there. Getting a lack of views is actually completely normal. Your content isn't banned and no one is hiding it. It's just a puzzle, and it is 100% solvable. We're going to break down exactly why this happens.
So to solve this, we're going to use a medical-style diagnostic funnel. Here's our roadmap. We'll start with decoding discovery, then move into earning impressions, earning the click, keeping viewers, and we'll wrap it all up with your final diagnosis. All right, let's kick things off with step 1, decoding discovery, and understanding how the library actually works. You really have to think of the platform like this massive, endless library that uses 2 completely different recommendation engines. First, you've got search. Search is entirely based on relevance. Its one and only job is to give a direct answer to a specific question someone just typed in. But suggested? Suggested is a totally different beast. Its job is to recommend the next interesting thing to someone who has already kicked back and watching. Figuring out which of these 2 engines you're actually targeting is the absolute foundation of getting discovered. Moving right along to triage stage 1, let's talk about earning impressions, or basically just getting noticed first. Now, if your content isn't getting noticed, it usually boils down to low demand or really intense competition. To fix this, we have to look closely at your impressions. Now, we all know an impression technically means your thumbnail popped up on someone's screen, but strategically, you need to start viewing every single impression as an algorithmic opportunity. If your numbers aren't growing, you need to check how many actual opportunities you were handed in the first place.
Let's put some math to this. Say you open your analytics and see you've only got 300 impressions. Even if you have a rock-solid, incredible click-through rate of 8%, well, the math dictates that only yields about 24 views. In this scenario, your problem isn't that people hate your thumbnail. Not at all. Your problem is a lack of algorithmic opportunity. The system just hasn't figured out who your content is actually for yet, so it's simply not serving it up.
So how do we fix that lack of opportunity? Well, for starters, you've got to stop going so broad. Look, if you're a new channel and you're trying to tackle a massive, overarching topic like how to make money online, you are going head-to-head with established giants. It's like fishing. You don't just cast the net into the massive ocean and hope for the best. You need to target a smaller pond. A very specific problem like how to make money with shorts as a beginner in 2026. Find that specific type of fish and then figure out exactly what kind of bait it can't resist.
All right, let's move to triage stage 2, earning the click, and mastering your packaging.
Okay, so what happens when the algorithm actually does its job perfectly? Let's say it hands you a massive 50,000 impressions, but you only walk away with 500 views. Yikes. That is a dismal 1% click-through rate. And guys, the data is telling a very, very clear story here. You are being shown to the right people, but they are actively choosing to just keep scrolling. The bottleneck in this scenario is entirely in your packaging. I'm talking about your title and your thumbnail.
You see, the difference between a click and a scroll all comes down to a promise. A title like Tips for Beginners is fine, but it's totally generic, right? Now look at the second option. Why your videos get 0 views, 7 mistakes to fix. Boom, that is highly compelling. Your packaging has to offer one single crystal clear visual idea and one undeniable promise. Because when a potential viewer sees your thumbnail sitting right next to 20 others, it has to instantly answer one simple question. Why should I spend my time on this one?
Which brings us to triage stage 3, keeping viewers and auditing the actual watch experience.
We've all been here. Imagine you click on a video, and the creator spends the entire first minute just saying hello, begging you to subscribe, and slowly, painstakingly explaining what the video is going to be about before delivering any actual value. As a viewer, you're sitting there internally screaming, "Where's the information?" right before you furiously click away. You absolutely have to deliver value quickly. Hit them with the problem, create that curiosity, and hand over the solution right away.
Another huge retention killer: audience mismatch. Say you've built an awesome channel all about deep dive analytics, and then out of nowhere, you upload a cinematic 20-minute vlog of your recent trip to Dubai. Your existing viewers just don't care about that. They click away and the video completely tanks. Instead of doing that, you need to treat your channel's progression like a chain of logically connected content. One topic needs to naturally flow right into the next. This gives the algorithm a crystal clear profile of exactly who your target viewer is.
And please, whatever you do, keep this in mind. A huge mistake creators make is panicking way too early. You look down, you see 17 views in 2 hours, and your instant knee-jerk reaction is to delete the video, scramble to tweak the title, and re-upload it. I know it's a natural urge, but you have to resist it. A brand new piece of content needs time to find the right viewers. You need to be looking for long-term patterns across multiple uploads, rather than making panicked, emotional decisions based on a single piece of data.
All right, we made it to the final triage stage, your final diagnosis and the prescription. This is where we combine all of those isolated little symptoms we just talked about into one single unified framework. Think of this as the 4-step golden formula. Step 1, you need the impression. That's your opportunity. Step 2, you need to give them a compelling reason to click. Step 3, your content has to actually compel them to watch. And Step 4, satisfaction, proving that you actually delivered on the promise you made. A weak link in literally any single one of these stages is going to drag down the entire chain.
So, the next time you feel the urge to blame the algorithm, pause. Open up your analytics and run through this final 7-point checklist. Ask yourself, are you actually getting impressions? Is your click-through rate healthy? Are viewers staying to watch? Is your title accurate? Is the thumbnail creating a really clear reason to click? Does the topic actually match your existing audience? And finally, have you waited long enough to collect sufficient data? Honestly, don't just guess. Look at the hard data and find the exact stage where the bottleneck is happening.
I really want to leave you with this one thought. The next time you're staring down at low numbers, try to shift your mindset away from that passive frustration. Instead, ask yourself this: at which specific stage did my content lose the viewer? Because once you find exactly where the chain broke, you transition into active, data-driven problem solving. So I challenge you, look at your very last upload right now. Which link in your chain needs fixing?